Welcome to the Husky Fandom podcast. It's a Fandom podcast, meaning that it's about nothing in particular.
Hello, welcome to another episode, issue, whatever you want to call it, of the Husky Fandom. I don't even know the name anymore. Yeah, after a 1 week hiatus, we are back. This is your Husky Fandom speaking, Ariel. And I hope you guys are doing well. Recording this on a Friday night after a long day. I think some explanation is in order. Last week, no recording, although not due to lack of trying. I did want it to record, but life got a little too real for me, and I kind of threw the towel. There was 2 attempts to record this, but unfortunately I couldn't do it, or didn't have the stamina or the mental capacity, the mental fortitude, the emotional fortitude, whatever you want to put the adjective on there at it. Pick and choose, cherry pick. And, well, it didn't happen. Didn't happen. But I'm here again, giving you proof of life with my voice, my sultry, soft, delicate voice that I hope you guys enjoy. And I would like to apologize for missing out that week. I'll try to keep this religiously every week. Still no wingman or wingwoman or wing her, sir, whatever you want to add. This is a very nice, beautiful time we live in, isn't we? Isn't it? Yeah, the little beautiful PC culture, which I adore. I just adore this fucking stupid PC culture. Case in point, let's talk about the thing that everybody's talking about lately, The Last Dance. I've been watching it on Netflix since I'm in DR, and DR... we're not getting The Last Dance on ESPN. We're getting on Netflix. Benefit? No bleeping. We get Michael unfiltered, and the man can curse, and that I respect. I mean, this documentary so far has given me no light at all of what I already had known about the man. Competitive nature, shout out, completely shut down any other players' hopes and expectations that weren't playing for the Chicago Bulls while he was reigning supreme for those 6 seasons that he won a championship. Again. What can I say? In my opinion, he's the GOAT. Forever and ever and ever and ever. He's the GOAT. There is no one I have, like, second time. The only person I can come close to comparing him to is Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace. Like, those are the only 2 people I've seen that just completely leave it all, or left it all, on the court. And I know, wow, he sounds like he's very knowledgeable about basketball. I was a big Bulls fan, like everybody was in the 90s. And then when Michael retired that second time, I was like, well, I'm out. I tap out. That's it. Gone. Done. There's no reason for me to follow this sport anymore. Because you got to understand, back then, Kobe wasn't Kobe like we know him now. He was in the up and ups. He was good. Very good. But he was still, wet behind the ears. And he still had some stuff to prove. But he was very, very, very good. And he was on my radar. He was my age. We were born in the same year, 78. And if you follow me on the Instagram, by the time of his sad passing, I showed you the last basketball jersey that I still own, a Champions replica jersey. Those are rare now. From back then of Kobe Bryant, number 8. That's my last remnant. I don't even still own my Jordan jersey, which was the black jersey, by the way. I don't own that. I forgot what happened to it. I must have lost it or anything, or it doesn't fit anymore because I'm fat as fuck. Part of the reason I didn't record it, just a little inside baseball, and just to show you that I have nothing to hide because I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm too old to give a shit of what people think. But I'm going to spit truth. One of the reasons I didn't record is because I got the sad news of my health. That's not doing that well. That kind of bummed me out. I'll leave it at that. It's not that I'm dying or anything, but I have to take better care of myself. I'm not dying. I'm still medicated, taking my blood pressure pills, but there's a possibility that I'm going to have to go through something else. So therefore, this week, I've been exercising and trying to eat healthy. And it's something that I'm going to have to discipline myself. Anyway, that was part of the reason why I didn't record, because, they dropped that atomic bomb on my ass and I didn't know how to react on it. And you guys suffered or were alleviated by the not having this oral thing as a torture. Pick and choose. Again, I don't care. Anyway, we were talking about Kobe. Kobe my age. Yeah. Kobe was my age. And when he passed, that kind of hit me hard. So watching these last two recent episodes of this past week from The Last Dance documentary hit me a little hard because I had to see those Kobe bits at the beginning on episode 5. And that was a little hard for me to swallow because, it's fairly recent still, the passing of that man. And, it sucks that he's not here anymore. It sucks. It sucks that what happened. Let's not go into that. Anyway, at this moment, was coloring or rendering my comic The Within. There's been some development in terms of my creative process, which is I'm actually starting to write. Because guess what? I just been drawing pages, the shit that comes out of my head, but I didn't have no fucking script because I was like, fuck it, Jack Kirby did it. Then I have to tell myself, you are not Jack Kirby. Actually, no one is. There was only one Jack Kirby, and he's dead. Been dead for some years now, almost 30. And you're not him. You're not even close to filling that man's shoes or sitting at his desk. So get your ass organized. And which I did, and I have some materials here that have helped me out a little bit. I have a book that I'd ordered. It's called Make Comics Like the Pros. And I read the way how they do prepare scripts, and I've been preparing that. And if you follow me again on the gram, you'll be seeing the progress that I've made so far. So I have forced myself to write because I don't consider that my forte. My forte is more drawing, now coloring, and apparently now writing. So, yay. This is some riveting shit that you're hearing from me, isn't it? Anyway, going back to The Last Dance, something that I've been finding very interesting watching on my social media, because I don't watch TV for the life of me. You can point a gun to my head with a bullet inside, because I went directly to the bullet, because that's how my brain works. And I shut up now because I'm sounding like a retard. Anyway, I couldn't say the word either. Okay, then a TikTok then. So yeah, watching the reaction online, I'm watching it on YouTube from the talking heads on the sports shows, because Lord knows they need something to talk about since there's no sports at all, and they are thanking the lucky stars that the UFC is going to start this weekend. By the time we're recording, probably by the time this thing is out, it will be Saturday. So it will be the day of when the UFC is finally going to come out and give these people something to talk about that is actually not bitching and moaning about what happened in every single episode of The Last Dance. Long ass rants. I apologize. Still looking for that wingman. Anyway, I'm just seeing the reaction of people bitching and moaning about how cutthroat Michael Jordan was, that like questioning all the shit that he did. Now, I'm not a Michael Jordan apologist. I am biased. Like I said, he's the GOAT. In my opinion, he's the GOAT. But and I know that they do this because, well, we need to fill in content and we need to generate content because content equals cash and we all get paid and we got to justify these salaries or else we're not in the air anymore. And since the lack of product out there, this is as good as we go. So they have to create some drama somewhere. Might as well be this, talking about a guy who's been retired almost 20 years now and still people talk about him, as I am now. So what I see is a bunch of people just bitching and moaning about Jordan did this, Jordan did that. I'm the first one to tell you I don't have an iota of drive that man has. That man is driven by forces not known to mankind. He is possessed by the spirit of competition, and he just cannot accept a defeat. He has to prove himself constantly. Me, I'm beta male super ubermensch beta male. I'm so goddamn beta male. I would be the king of beta males and I abdicate the throne immediately because I'm a beta. That's how beta I am. I'm super beta male. I don't give a shit. I don't have an ego because it was crushed in childhood by fucking trauma and growing up and being bullied and all that shit. So my fucking ego died a long time ago. My fucking ego went the Passion of the Christ route. Beaten the fuck out of it, crucified, and has not resurrected yet. That's the only difference between Jesus and my ego. So, yeah, I don't have none of that shit, but I recognize greatness because obviously, duh. So, when people bitch about a dude that had the drive to do what he had to do, again, knowing that it's more for filling in content than anything else, it fucking drives me crazy because I'm like, well, were you there with him to have these complaints about what he did? Were you there with him? No, then shut the fuck up and just accept the story as is. You know how much shitty things are happening in the world now, and you got to bitch about a guy who made millions just because he was excelled in an area? And you got to hate the way he did it? Fuck you. Just take what you're getting and be thankful that you got it. Like, grow the fuck up. If you want something being done differently, do it your goddamn self. If you don't, I can't do it, then shut the fuck up and take it what it is. The same thing goes with the stupid Star Wars fans. I'm a Star Wars fan. I've said it before, and we already went through this dark damn route talking about the other shit. But this is the problem, not with just fandom in general. This is a human nature problem that we want to control narratives. We want to control shit. We wanted things to be made in our image. And you know what? You can't do that. Why? Because every person has a choice and a say on how they want to live their lives. I cannot force you to look at things in my perspective because I'm living it. The things I lived, I cannot teach you. I cannot make you see what I've seen. And it doesn't matter how I explain it to you. It doesn't matter how I go about it. It does not change the fact that you are you and I am me. So what's the fucking point of me trying to convert you to be me when you are you? I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly, but you're going to have difficulties. And this whole thing about bitching and fighting about bullshit, like the Star Wars thing, the comic book thing, the metal thing, the PC culture thing, the Michael Jordan thing, all this fucking complaining and bitching and moaning. Jesus Christ, I'm so goddamn tired of it. I'm so fucking fed up with it. Like, people, you realize what's going on out there, right? You know how things are right now. You have to concentrate on what is before you. Stop looking at others. Stop looking at the shit that you want, and just start doing what needs to be done for you and for those who are near you. Times are tough as ever, and this is not the time to be all PC bullshit. Now, there are things that, yes, you have to speak about, like injustices and whatnot, but complaining about a fucking movie that the plot went one way and your thoughts were another, fuck you. Fuck you so hard. Oh my god, this is like, it's so asinine to fight for shit that you have absolute no power over of. You have, the only thing I've seen Fandom take control of was the Sonic movie. And that is the only example. The only example. Everything else, fuck you, we're doing it our way. Why? Because you do not own the property. The movie studios do. And they will do it as they please. And they're not aiming to suck at it, although 9 times out of 10 they will suck, with the exception of Marvel and also some exceptions there as well. But, you know, you can't stop humans from fucking up. You can't demand perfection, and I'm just done with all the little bitching and moaning and crying about such little shit like this. Oh, you're saying the Star Wars is something similar? You're saying yes. Like, bitching about whether The Last Jedi was good or bad, it's nothing compared to the shit that is happening out there. It is nothing. There are worse things that have happened. Much worse things than they turned Luke Skywalker into a hermit. Who gives a shit? It's a fucking fictional character. Grow the fuck up. It's like when I'm a big YMH fan, your mom's house fan. Tom Segura ripped a new asshole on every single wrestling fan on this last podcast. And I was laughing my ass off. I am a wrestling fan. I've been a wrestling fan since I was 5. But the difference is, as I do with everything else that I enjoy, I know that it's not everybody's cup of tea. So I'm not going to enforce my views, my way of seeing things to others. Why? Because guess what? They have an entitled to be different from the opinions that I have. They have the right to not like what I like. But you have to... No, they don't. If they don't like it, they don't like it. If they want to fucking hate it and shit on it, let them shit on it. It is their opinion. I thought that this was a place where you can talk freely. The U.S. was a place that you have the right to have an opinion, and nobody had to be shitting on it. That's his opinion. If he wants to shit on wrestling and wants to shit on me, on every other wrestling fan, let him do it. Because guess what? One, it's comedy. Don't take it so fucking serious. Grow a fucking pair and grow up and take punches for once in a while, because it's not a PC world where everybody has to be bandaged all the fucking time. If somebody says something and you take it in the chin like a man and just realize what you do. Like, if he wants to shit on wrestling, there's plenty to be shitting on wrestling. Like, have you seen WWE lately? I haven't. I fucking stopped watching wrestling years ago. Years. I still follow on like social media because I do believe that they have amazing athleticism, but I am aware, blatantly aware that it is a fabricated narrative. Let's say that. It's a fucking TV show. It's a fucking TV show. It's no different from watching, I don't know, Magnum Ed, PI, whatever you want to call it, whatever show you like. There's no difference. Like, it's like watching Rick and Morty, a live action Rick and Morty, whatever you want to call it. There's no difference. There's no difference. It's a TV show. It's fabricated. It's only that the actors perform their own stunts. That's it. And they're all chasing a fucking belt because apparently they need something to hold their pants on. That's it. You're being insulted to wrestling fans. No, I'm looking at it from a perspective that is truthful. I fucking enjoy wrestling. That I'm not saying that they're it's bullshit and fuck them. No, I'm not insulting wrestlers. They can kick my ass 20 times in 2 seconds, rest and continue the beating for eternity and whatnot, and I have nothing to give them back to. I have nothing to reply or to retort. Nothing. I'll just take the beating and thank you very much. But what I'm saying is that you have the right to like or dislike something. You can't enforce your shit on others. Like, I have this weird amalgam on myself because, okay, let's see. I like heavy metal, but of course, if you're a metal fan, you know that there's like 18 billion subdivisions of metal, and not all metal is created equal in the eyes of certain people. Like, you can mention some bands. Like, for example, I mentioned a friend of mine. I'm like, oh, you know, I kind of dig Striper now. And that was like the kiss of death. That was like, okay, you're dead to me now. Why? Because not his fucking flavor. And I'm not gonna defend it. I fucking have no choice. Well, you cannot like that. Why I can't like it? Why? Because the fucking social pressure of everybody in the planet is gonna cave on me and destroy me into a billion pieces if I don't start hating Striper. Look, I fucking like some of their songs. I'm not saying I'm a fucking diehard fan that I'm gonna go to every single one of their fucking concerts, but I like them. That's it. I said it. I like Striper. I also like Metallica. Man, not current Metallica so much lately, but still, Metallica holds a special place in my heart. Okay, so we covered that. We already covered Star Wars. We covered comic books. Oh yeah, there's no division there. In Geekland, oh no, where everything is kosher there. Let me see. So we got metal. We got geeky shit. Oh, the wrestling. Oh yeah, that's not divisive at all. Wrestling. Okay, let me see what else. Oh yeah, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. That's not controversial at all these days. That's like, oh no, but you're a Christian. Oh no, you're good. You're fine. Nobody hates Christians now. Nobody has any sort of vendetta for you believing in an invisible being that is supposed to be eternal and is also invisible, and he ordered his son, which by the way is himself as well, and yeah, that is fucking simple as hell. I mean, yeah, like when you explain it that way, it's perfectly makes sense. It's perfect sense. Like, yeah, what's controversial of that? What's so controversial about that? There's nothing controversial about that whatsoever. So, also, oh yeah, I'm a shitty guitar player. Like the shittiest guitar player that's ever walked under God's green earth. I'm the drizzling shits. And I don't mean that like, oh, he must be very good because he's... No. I'm actually the drizzling shits. The drizzling shits. I own 2 guitars, but I shouldn't I shouldn't even be allowed to look at them because I'm that fucking bad. Carpal tunnel syndrome in both wrist. It's so fucked up. It's not even funny. So yeah, I have all these wonderful points in my favor. How can I be likable now with having so many different opinions in different areas in my life? Yeah, that's so fucking easy, right? That's aces. I can walk in the park. And as you can tell also by the language that I use, I'm not that good of a Christian either. It's not that I'm going fucking around with every woman that I see on the side. No, I'm actually, not to brag, but I'm a very faithful husband to my wife, especially nowadays because you can't go out. Like these days you can't be bragging like, oh no, I'm faithful to my wife. Of course you are. You can't get out of the fucking house. But no, I'm faithful to my wife. She doesn't deserve that kind of behavior from me. She's put up a lot with me. You guys, you can't imagine the chore that is living with me. I mean, my siblings can probably attest to that. My father definitely attests to that. My mother, God rest her soul, she would probably attest to that. A bunch of family members would attest to that. And some friends as well. I'm not a walk in the park. I'm a very difficult person to read in person. Like right now you're getting the mellow the mellow version of what I am. Like the entertainment version of what I am. The actual treating in person is like stone cold, not the wrestler, but the attitude is stone cold. It's like you're trying to talk to a fucking tombstone. You're not gonna get much other than what is carved on the fucking tombstone. So, yeah, I got all these things. So, you can practically see... Wow, I shouted very hard there. Sorry, guys, for blowing your ears off. Anyway, you can practically see the difficulties that which I live in a daily basis when I was forced to interact with people outside. Lots of fucking thoughts, lots of different things to talk about. Very little interest in small talk because introvert, and also hate small talks, hate communicating, hate talking with people on a personal level, like directly one-on-one. I can have a conversation about different subjects that I'm aware of. If I'm not aware of the subject, I'll back to tombstone. No, nothing. You're not gonna get nothing out of me. So, I guess in conclusion, I'm difficult. Going through some shit. Don't shit on Michael Jordan just because he's the GOAT and because he's has this compulsive shit about competition. None of us will ever live a life like that. The only other guy who lived a life like that was Kobe Bryant, closest to living a life like that, but mind you. Although Kobe is his own thing. Kobe was his own thing. So, my opinion, Michael Jordan, yeah, greatest of all time. Wrestling sucks. I mean, I still enjoy wrestling. I honestly do. There's some things, like, for example, AEW. There's difficult for me to watch AEW in DR, although they have the Fight app, but you have to do like a subscription plan. And quite frankly, since times are difficult right now, I cannot go that route of paying money every month. Because I'm still need to pay bills here, and things are not in the best position economically speaking. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna keep this one short and sweet. So I hope that all this rambling and stupidity that came out of my mouth, or let's try to put it more poetically, all this erosion of excrement, oral excrement that you've gotten from me for this like almost past 30 minutes. I hope it was enjoyable. You got a laugh out of it. I certainly did. It was kind of therapeutic, actually. So I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing here, coloring a page for my comic. Hopefully I'll get that son of a bitch running on Webtoons. No plans done yet. But I think I'm going to get this thing done soon. So I'll save it. Start saving it and start actually putting bubbles, word balloons and whatnot. And see if a cohesive story comes out of it. Remember my TeePublic store, t-shirts there. Buy some of them, please. Helps a brother out here in the middle of a situation. If you have the money. If you don't have the money, please do not waste money on my ass. But if you have the money laying around there and you want to help a brother out, there's an option there. The links will be on the description of the podcast and on my social media. My social media at that Ariel Durand, and the podcast social media at the Husky Bible, and on Twitter at the underscore Husky underscore Bible. Again, you bastard, whoever took that name, the original name, I'll kick you in the balls. Anyway, this has been Ariel Duran. This has been the Husky Bible. Take care. Bye.